What is up, guys? Ben Allen back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about 19 Delta Cavalry Scout. I got my brother who's on leave from Germany right now, and so without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so like I said, I got my brother who's down from Vilseck, Germany. He's on holiday block leave right now. He's the 19 Delta, he's a Cavalry Scout. Joseph, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do in the Army? Just a brief summary. And if you want to plug any of your social medias, feel free to do so.
Alright, so like you said, I'm in Germany right now. I'm a 19 Delta. And what I do specifically, like obviously 19 Delta shit, but what my job right now is I'm a driver for a striker. So like sometimes I lead convoys, sometimes I'm on the end of a convoy, and basically just fix up my striker, because for drivers, like you have to make sure your vehicle is like ready to go at mission capable, like red column 1, all that shit.
Alright, yep. And Joseph's also 21 years old, guys. He's he recently joined. He's like about what, a year and a half in right now?
Yeah.
So he's like about a year and a half in service, right? And this is going over his specific job, right? There's many roles that Cav Scout can play, but his specifically is being a driver, right? So for those of you that are thinking like, oh, what about the cool shit? What about dismounting, things like that? Well, he's only going to be speaking from his experience, right? If you guys want more information on what other scouts can do, right? I have videos talking about that already on my Know Your Mos with River Braun on there, so feel free to check him out as well. But I got a list of questions here that I'm going to be asking my brother, and he's going to answer them to the best of his ability to help give you guys some input and insight on the 19 Delta MOS, specifically, you know, his driving job. All right, so we already did the introduction, so here's the first question. What exactly is your MOS, and what does it entail? Like a brief overview, like what did they teach you at OSIT? Like this is what a scout does, this is what we do.
So basically, like for my job, basically it's like reconnaissance, obviously, and then what we're gonna do is like if you get seen, you get like you didn't do your job. You're supposed to stay low, fucking. Basically, if you have you're gonna be using a map a lot to find out like where the enemy's at and like relay it back. So for what we call is the customer, so they send us out. We get the information to see if it's going to be able to, let's just say we have like a customer, like a fucking brigade following us behind. We got to find out if their vehicles are able to go the same route as our strikers or the same route that we can do. So basically all the information we can find about like the enemy, what we can do to see if our customers can go with us. And my bad, I'm kind of sick. Basically, all we do is just relay information to the higher ups of like basically regiment, brigades, companies, all that stuff, to see if they're willing and able to follow us, to give us support or fall back.
So pretty much if you had a spear, guys, they're the tip of the spear, alright? So they're the forwardmost element, right? They're out there, they're doing zone recons, route recons, area recons, different types of recons, right? Because different types of missions require different types of reconnaissance, right? I used to be a scout medic, and pretty much that's what we would do. You know, we just go on different types of recons, you know, for the brigade, the company. We were a brigade asset, so we were a part of a battalion, and we were just a scout platoon, but we worked with the brigade level, and we helped, you know, just survey the area and report back to them what we could see. So in a nutshell, that is what my brother does. That is what 19 Delta Cavalry Scout is, just reconnaissance. And yeah. Next question. What advice do you have for incoming soldiers who plan to pursue your specific MOS? Like if there's something that you wish you would have known back in OSIT or your first duty station pertaining to your MOS, what would you tell that person? Like what is that one thing that you wish you would have known and that you could pass on to somebody who might not know that?
Alright, so I guess the big takeaway from that, in my perspective, I guess, be prepared to like get comfortable with walking like a shit ton of walking. Like even if I'm a driver, I still have to get down and fucking do shit. You're gonna be carrying a lot of shit. And if you're not like comfortable with it, it's gonna be so much more of a fucking bitch. But overall, enjoy the little things. Find a little bit of amusement in just about everything, and you'll be fucking fine. That's why I love what I do, because I get amused very easily. That's probably one of the biggest ones, to be honest.
So just learn how to hunt the good things, hunt the good stuff.
Yeah, hunt the good stuff.
Hunt the good stuff, guys. Master resiliency training. You'll definitely learn
be the
about
tennis
it in the
ball,
military.
not the egg.
Yeah, be the tennis ball, not the egg. But yeah, just hunt the good stuff, guys. That's his advice to you, and that can be like applied to any MOS, right? Because every MOS is gonna have their shitty times. Every MOS is gonna have their good times. But as long as when you're in those shitty times, you can think of like the good things that can come your way or the good that you can get out of it. Then bam, you're good. Just have a positive mindset, which is what I preach constantly for everybody that asks me, what's the number one way I can survive basic training? Mindset. Just have a positive attitude. Alright, so that's more of a mental thing that you would tell somebody. Now, what's something pertaining to your job specifically, besides the walking? Like, what is something like, should they know how to like use maps 100%? Should they be comfortable like calling up stuff over the radio, right? Because you guys are all like, you guys obviously dismount, you guys obviously send forward elements, you guys obviously have to report back, right? So what's something that you would tell somebody to get really good at doing, or like something they should know?
Something to get really well known with is probably the radio etiquette, because for a scout, your best friend's a radio, and if you don't know how to do radio etiquette, like sometimes they won't even like acknowledge your transmission, and that's very, very vital. So if you gotta do call for fires, because that's mainly what we like. That's our main like asset is our call for fire, because. And like I've seen it before, like on training missions, like if they don't do their radio etiquette right for call for fires, they'll just totally blow off the transmission, and like you basically just got like smoked because like you didn't kill what you needed to kill, like a BMP or whatever. So like honestly, the more familiar you get with it, like the better you'll be at your job, because that's honestly the main thing that we use for dismounted is radios.
Nice. And one thing I would say to get good at is map reading, right? Because yes, regular map reading, cool. Like regular land nav, cool. Like it's not that big of a deal, right? It's not that big of a bitch to tackle. But once you're like doing a training mission or whatever, because you guys are in strikers, right?
Yeah.
The scout platoon I was attached with, we used Bradleys and Humvees, right? And we didn't like the dismounts would dismount, but the dudes that were in the truck, and if they had to go somewhere, like they would do a lot of vehicle land nav, and that's like a whole different beast, right? Because like instead of like like just miles or whatever, like you're going like way further than that. Like you got to know your eastings, your northings, things like that. You got to be able to set the location on the map and be able to get there, either using the Garmin that maybe the platoon sergeant will have, or your team leader, squad leader, or just using terrain association, right? So get really, really good at that type of stuff. Like land nav in particular is going to help you out a shit ton. I remember being in the back of the Brad with the platoon sergeant, and he was giving us a class on vehicle land nav. He was showing us like with his Garmin, he's on the map, things like that. And at first it was stumping us, but then bam, we got it, and it was definitely a good skill to have.
And another thing that this will probably set you over the top. Like if you get good at it, people are gonna look at you like you know your shit. It's called intersection and resection. Like that shit will help you out so fucking much. And if you don't know your grid, that will help you out with your grid, like by far. Like my sergeant told me that, taught me it. I fell in love with it, because that stuff is very useful just in case if you get lost. And trust me, it's a big help.
It really is. Dead reckoning as well. If you don't know it, look it up. I'm not going to go into it because that's a whole different video on itself. But all those different terms that are associated with land nav, look them up. They'll definitely help you out. So next question, right? So how physically demanding is your MOS? So you as a driver, right, I doubt you're really like not doing as much as the dismounts are, but in general, like during OSIT, like say you weren't a driver, right, you're just regular scout, like you take your vehicles away. How physically demanding is your MOS?
Honestly, like obviously you hear it all the time, that depends on your unit, obviously, but in OSIT, it is very, very, very demanding. Like, just for me, an example, like on my first, during my fucking OSIT, on my last FTX, just alone, like we had to carry like 90-pound rucks, even though we were not supposed to, but like, and we did like 45 miles just rucking, and like we had to set up different OPs and pack up and go again, and and sometimes like on my training event at Holmesfeld, it's just like that, to be honest. It's if not a little bit heavier and a little bit further, and because terrain is different, man, and trust me, like it's very, very adapting. I mean, not adapting, but very tough on your body. And if you're not trained for it, it's gonna be that much more worse, like, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
But it's rough.
All right, dope. All right, so Before we go on to the next question, guys, be sure to subscribe right now and turn on that bell notification. That way, when more videos featuring myself and my brother drop, you guys can go be immediately notified, right? Because we're going to be putting out what's it like driving a striker video and also what's it like being stationed in Germany video. So be sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications, so that way you can stay up to date. Like this video right now while you have the time, right? And also feel free to hit us up at our Instagrams if you have any further questions following this video, right? Mine is in the description box below. It's at Ben_Allen175, and my brother's is
it's Joseph_Alv, ALVA.
There you go. Right, so feel free to ask him questions. He's got a lot of knowledge on his MOS. Even though he's only a PFC right now, he's being waived to specialist. So he knows more or less what he's talking about. From the privates that I've seen compared to him, he's squared away, all right? And that's not just because he's my brother. I regularly talk shit on my brother. That's just how we are. But I can honestly tell you he's squared away. Honest assessment. So feel free, all right? But jumping back into the questions, all right? So how could one better prepare for the requirements of your job? Like say somebody's just joining, right? They haven't even gone to basic. Like, what is something they can do to prepare right now for once they get to OSIT and like they'll be ready to attack it?
So, dang, that's a tough one. Because for our OSIT, it's mainly just learning vehicles and weapons, and you can't really get those like obviously outside. But I guess like what I usually see around that my unit usually revolves around to succeed is honestly cardio. Like I know it sounds like stupid, but to be honest, like cardio is a very, very big factor for us, and we actually need a lot of guys that can like keep up with cardio. Because yeah, you can lift so much stuff, but like and OSA it requires, because you also got to pass that last PT test in order to like graduate and stuff, and that's usually where everyone starts slacking, because and also you're just in class and just learning about weapons and vehicles, so you don't got time to do a lot of PT or anything like that. So that's where it usually plays a factor. But but other than that, you can't really get the vehicles and the weapons. So I guess more just focus on physical on that part.
So just getting ready for like the physical aspects of the job. So like running, lifting things like that. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Rule number 1 is Zombieland, guys. Cardio, all right?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking get it down. Before the next question, guys, also comment down below what you guys are excited for about basic training. OSIT is your MOS the 19 Delta since you're watching this video, or are you guys considering a different MOS? Let me know down in the comment section below. That way we can help you out, give you some answers, or you can just have a conversation with us, all right? But again, drop it down in the comment section. We really want to hear from you. Next question. So how long was your OSIT?
So my OSIT, specifically on just the first one was 16 weeks, but I got recycled because I got hurt and I didn't pass the PT test. But now for the newcomers, they moved it to 22 weeks. So sucks to suck, but they really want to, because the only reason why they extended it is because there's so much stuff to go over as a 19 Delta that they just cram into in 16 weeks. So when you leave, it's just it's a clusterfuck. You don't really know, but that's why they're extending it. So they really want you to know your MOS. So if you're all joining right now, expect 22 weeks.
And is that 22 weeks including basic training, or is that just the 9-10 weeks of basic plus another 22 weeks, or?
No, it's overall.
So overall,
yeah.
So basic and your OSIT will be 22 weeks, guys. Dude, do they have a because I was doing a live stream yesterday and they said there's a water course. Is that a thing now?
Now, I'm not too sure. I don't really know what that entails.
All right, I'm going to figure it out, guys, because I had a live stream the other night, and somebody was telling me for 11 Bravo, their 22 weeks, they have a water course now, where they have to do a 15-meter swim or something in their kit and their ruck. Oh. I was like, bro, miss me with that shit. Let me know if you guys want that video as well. Let me know down in the comment section below. So next question, if you could change your MOS, would you, and why?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't. I love what I do. Because all that revolves around me being just happy-go-lucky guy, and me, I love where I'm at. I love what I do. I love the people that I'm with. But if I could, I honestly wouldn't. I'll probably be a cook, because I love cooking with a passion. I know people say, "No, don't be a fucking cook," but me, I love cooking. I'll straight up do it, to be honest. But I'll be happy wherever I go and whatever I do.
And also, guys, for those of you that pick 19 Delta and might think, oh, this isn't for me, I kind of want to reclass, it might be a little difficult because 19 Delta is a star MOS, meaning that they need numbers in that specific MOS, so it's a little harder to reclass, if not impossible. So just keep that in mind when considering 19 Delta. Like, make sure it's something that you're really, really going to want to do for the long term or just for that one contract that you have, you know what I mean? So next question, what made you pick your MOS?
What made me pick it was me. I've always been active. I always wanted to be on my feet, walk, like just being outside, and like obviously like when my recruiter, he told me about it, I didn't even watch the video, to be honest. Like when he was telling me about it, I was like, all right, cool. Obviously I researched it a little bit. Make sure you research it, but I fell in love with it. Like when just the little things that you can sleep outside or whatever, I took it. I don't give a shit how cold it is, how hot it is. I just love being outside, and and that's what gave it away for me. I was like, all right, cool. That's what I want to do.
Okay. So would you say that MOS is for people that are outdoorsy, really like being outside, really like being mobile, and would you say it's not for people that really don't like fuck with the outdoors, really don't like being active, really don't like being put outside of their comfort zones?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yes, big time. Because, like, when you do field trainings, hands down, if you're dismount,
you be sucking, bro.
You are gonna be, but man, because I was dismount for one training mission, so I know how that was. But me, I'm twisted as fuck. I like everything that sucks. So I was having a time of my life outside. So
yeah, I would purposely dismount as the medic with the dismounts just because I didn't want to be in the back of a Brad, and it would suck, but it was fun at the same time. Like, I'd rather be sucking with the guys than fucking just cooped up in the back of a Brad by myself, you know what I mean? Waiting for somebody to get hurt. I'd rather be there when they get hurt because they're gonna get fucking hurt, dude. Scouts, infantrymen, bro, I love them to death, but they're a little. Some of them are dumb, not all of them. I've met some really smart motherfucking scouts and infantrymen, but it's fun, guys. Like, it's fun. So just consider that before you make the final decision on whether you want to join or not. Like, hey, do I like being outdoors? Do I like moving a lot? Like, what do I like particularly, right? Because there's other jobs that cater to those lazy people. Not saying that you're all lazy, it's just, figure of speech, right? The ones that like being indoors, like doing paperwork, stuff like that. They have jobs like that available, right? Also, comment down below if you'd like to hear about those jobs as well. And stay tuned, guys. Again, subscribe and turn on the bell notification because I'm also going to be doing an 11 Charlie MOS video with my buddy Daniel, his buddy Daniel. They're both stationed in Germany, right? So actually, I'm going to have them both talk about what's it like to be stationed in Germany for that upcoming video. So stay tuned, all right? Again, turn on the bell notification. That way you guys can stay up to date. So we only got about 2 questions left, right? I think this kind of was covered earlier, but what's the hardest part about your MOS? Like, what's the hardest thing to date that you've ever had experience with in your MOS?
Not including basic for your actual unit. Honestly, for me, the hardest will probably be the knowledge part. Like, because when you go to your unit, it depends on how much they want you to be good at your craft. But me personally, it's the knowledge. Like, there's so like when you do training, like field training, man, there's so much that they want to teach you, and like honestly, like if you don't do it on a daily basis, you're gonna forget. And to me, like for me personally, that's probably the hardest part for me. Like it's just the knowledge. Like I gotta be on it all the time.
Nice. Okay, and so last question right here, right? For somebody going to their first duty station, what's something you would like them to know, like, once they get there? Like, because granted, a lot of people are going to be nervous after OSIG, like, going to Germany or going to, like, Fort Bliss or just anywhere scouts can go, right? You're going to be nervous going to your first duty station. So what's something that you would tell them to, like, learn, like, to help them avoid getting hazed or to, like, looking stupid or, falling for tricks as a private? Just things like that. Like, what's something that these guys could take with them?
Obviously you've heard it from Benji. It's probably the 3 things, like right uniform, right place, right time. But also get with your SOPs. Like every unit has SOPs,
and that stands for standard operating procedures for those of you that don't know.
Yeah. Once you get those down and you know what like the SOP is for that specific unit, I promise you it'll be so much like easier on you. And obviously, if you're just a good guy and like want to do good for your unit and your job and like to your like fellow your fellow soldiers or whatever, you'll be fine. But honestly, like if you know your shit about the SOPs and all that stuff, like that will set you up like a little higher than some people that don't do that when they go to their fucking unit. And obviously they'll stand out and you'll be able to get up in the ranks and they won't even look at you as like, oh, nah, I'm gonna haze this guy. Nah. But obviously that stuff will help you out like big time.
Well, there you go, guys. You heard it from my brother right there, 19 Delta MOS, right? He's in Vilstedt, Germany, right? Comment down below if you guys want to know what it's like in Germany, what it's like being a 19 Delta in Germany, right? What else you want to see in the video? Are you a 19 Delta? Are you going to basic for that MOS? You going to OSIT for that MOS? Let us know. We really want to hear from you guys. So again, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, right? Turn on the bell notification. That way you guys can stay up to date with all the live streams, all the funny videos, all the informative videos that we put out. And yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Joseph Alvarado. He's my brother. He's 21 years old, 19 Delta. Do you have anything else you want to say to these guys before we go?
Nah, man. Nah. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, like you said, just stay positive with all this shit, man. It will be smooth sailing.
Yep. And again, feel free to hit us up on Instagram. Mine is at Ben_Allen175. And his is at
Joseph_Alva.
ALVA, guys. It'll be in the description box below, alright? He's sick, he's dying.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll probably get sick now. But anyway, guys, if you want other videos on 19 Delta, feel free to click somewhere on the screen, it'll pop up. But thank you, really appreciate it. Later.